Hello guys, this is a pretty much a test run to see how this kind of stuff goes. So I didn't actually get a chance to talk to Matt about this kind of idea, but since he is on vacation right now, I figured uh, better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission while someone is on the other side of the country. So um, I did a quick poll on Reddit. And I asked people, hey, where besides YouTube do you like to get your ideas from and hear your info from people? And a lot of them are saying podcasts are probably the best bet to go if you weren't going to do like a blog, which, maybe we will do. Um, but this isn't by no means a professional recording session right now. I have some good recording software, but again, this is just a test. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this to SoundCloud, and I'm also going to upload it to YouTube as another place to post something like this, just to see how it works out. This is actually, I'm going to kind of go over our last video, only because I'm not happy with how the audio came out. Uh, that was a crap show trying to get that video edited. Um, so I just kind of wanted to go over a little bit in case you didn't see the video, or if you did and you couldn't quite understand what was going on due to the sound modulations. um, so it was basically about how you can keep drama and realism and pace in a game, because you might be really good at drama and realism, but the pace of the game is going to be slow in a situation like that. Or you could have a very good, realistic, fast game, but there's not much room for drama, especially roleplay. And then there's the opposite, which is it's really good on drama and pace, but there's not really a whole lot of realism in it. So I'm just going to go over what we were talking about, give you the examples, and go from there. At the same time, I'm going to try to not sneeze as I'm recording this. Okay, so we started off with me, Justin, actually describing Traveler. For those of you who aren't familiar with Traveler, Traveler is a hard sci-fi in the distant future game. It's a 2d6 system. Um, it's the kind of game where you can make it a simulation if you want. It pretty much is. It has charts and tables for just about every single variable in the game that you could ever think of. And it's really good at being realistic, and it's, well, as realistic as an RPG in the future can be. But it's got some realism and some drama, but the pace of it is slow, mainly because there's a lot of stopping and looking at a table and rolling and blah 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 blah. So I talked about how I either pre-roll or I make quick reference sheets. I found some pretty good quick reference sheets on Drive-Thru RPG, but I also make my own. I make sure that the players have handouts and stuff like that, as well as I have handouts. So we're looking at almost the same thing. What I neglected to say in the actual video as well is there's this awesome Traveler interactive map website where you can click on it and it'll tell you everything you need to know about the planet, and then it also has a link to Wikipedia, or kind of like this Wikipedia-ish page where it tells you everything about that planet in Wikipedia as well. So it's actually really quick and handy. It also helps you calculate how many jumps things are away from other things. So that's how I kind of keep the pace going, because you don't want to have a snooze fest for your players every time you're trying to look up tables and charts and all that. And then Second part was we just discussed how war games are pretty good with realism and with pace, but not really dramatic. What we mean by that is, yeah, it's very, it can be dramatic, it can be a nail biter when it comes to the last round to see who's gonna win. But we mean like role playing drama. There's not a whole lot to that. So Matt specifically really likes to play BattleTech, and I like to play Warhammer 40K particularly. And we discussed how they can be technical, and the pace is good, but to add drama, specifically kind of like a role play drama, or at least something that helps with lasting consequences, is definitely BattleTech has an RPG. I don't know if it's called the BattleTech RPG, or if it's called Mech Warrior RPG, but there is like an RPG system that you can do to roleplay your pilots. It is something that you can do all on its own, but it is something that you can also flavor into your games if, like, in between a battle you wanted to do like a side mission or something and do it through the role-playing system. So it just kind of helps integrate the war game as well as an RPG, adding some role-playing drama. I brought up how in 40K and also more in Kill Team these days is the idea of a living campaign, where what you do now in this battle kind of helps you determine what's happening in a couple other battles down the line. Roleplay, there is some in there. There's nothing saying that you can't roleplay. I know that I have seen some people who like to roleplay their commanders, and they kind of roleplay with each other. And that's not necessarily the same kind of drama as adding the BattleTech RPG to the game, but there is an RPG system for 40K, the Heresy one, I think it's called. I've played it once or twice, but I've never I don't own it. But it allows you to, at least with Kill Team specifically, it's really good at helping you realize the lasting consequences of things that you do. So it's a pretty cool system. And the very last bit that we talked about was Matt brought up Edge of Darkness. That is the role-playing system with Vampire the Masquerade. There's like a werewolf one. He's the expert in that, not me. But he discussed how it's really good at drama and at pace. Lots of role playing. It's a quick game. It's easy to learn. You can kind of keep things moving along, but it's not necessarily the most realistic. If you wanted something realistic, it's not necessarily a book that you can pick up and go, "Oh, this is realistic." Not that you can do that with like D&D or anything, but the point that we were trying to get at is that you can 100% add realism to it by like combat tables that you can find online, adding more realistic firearm variables. There are actually combat charts, and Matt actually owns this really awesome book that helps you add realistic firearm ballistics to a game. It's like an RPG companion book. It's not in print anymore, but you can definitely add that to a game, and it'll really help you add some realism. It calculates for like bullet groupings and the percentage of if you want to get a torso shot as opposed to a headshot, and it calculates it all out for you. So it's a really cool system if you wanted to add something like that. I neglected to put that in the YouTube video, but I thought that this would be cool to let you know about this now. So other than that, that's really all that we talked about. Again, I want to keep this short. I'm going on 10 minutes, so I just wanted to give this a try, see if this is a popular format. Upload it on SoundCloud and then also onto YouTube and just see how it goes. So, when Matt comes back from his vacation, we're gonna get ready for our next episode, which we think is going to be on holiday gaming. Halloween, maybe? Specifically, probably Halloween, because we're going to do it in October. So, we thank you guys, and thanks for listening, and stay tuned. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Come visit us on Facebook, and have a great rest of your day.